in Jerusalem. And testing real quick, make sure everything's good.
Testing, testing.
Just a
Burp,
moment.
burp, burp.
There we go. All right. Welcome,
Ow.
y'all. I am Michael. Pronouns are he, him, and I will be GMing. We want to introduce ourselves.
Oh, hi. My name is Ibrahim, and I also use he, him pronouns, and I will be playing.
Hello, I'm Nessa. I don't know why I've become blurry. Uh, she, her. I'm gonna fix this real quick.
Is your camera drunk?
Yeah, probably.
All right, we have got ourselves a few people who were not able to make it this week. So, one thing I thought would be fun to do is show y'all my favorite game, and also get into, in particular, how getting some lives in the City of Mist, some people that you will end up encountering who will be not major characters coming up, but also lets us explore a few other things in the City of Mist. Um, while we have these couple weeks. Plus, our show at the high school just got done, and damn it, I was wanting to do something tonight.
Nice. And I'm excited to learn Smallville.
Okay, now you both done, or I think Ibrahim, were you with us when we did Leverage?
Is Leverage the heist game that
Yeah,
we played?
the heist one. Yeah, we switched over
That
to.
No, I think I was with you for the other heist one.
Yeah, no, Ivy was there
I was
for
over
that
here
one.
for like the one that has to deal with like something like Dancing with the Devil or something.
Oh yeah, we that's
The
stealing
boat
secrets for the
one.
devil. Okay, yeah, that was a different one.
Okay. I
All
was
right.
with y'all for that.
So some of the
But is
basic.
this
Oh, sorry. Yeah,
Go no, God.
I say some of the basic stuff between Smallville and Leverage are a little bit similar. They got like the same chassis, and then you build a lot of stuff around it. However,
Hmm.
I've got in the link in our Discord. I have got a link that includes. Let me bring this up. That includes both the Cortexatron and the characters.
Hmm.
So and there's also the Kumu, the map that I put together. Now, what I have for the map here is essentially a foreshortened version of what we would do if we were doing a Smallville campaign. We would make a more complex version of this map, and it's one of those things that when you make them, when you look at one that's just been made, like this may seem like a lot, but actually isn't. Like when I'll kind of zoom in and explain a little bit about the each of these three characters. But when you make one, you have this like ridiculously complex thing. What happens is you look at it and just go, oh yeah, that's this, and this. Um, because all the relationship stuff become your characters. So, do you have the CMS characters Google sheet up?
Yep.
The
I
bottom has like
do.
server, bar manager, and front of house.
Hmm.
All right. So, what this will be, this is going to take place at a sushi restaurant on a corner of the city, where later on some things are going to happen. And it may be a little bit down the road, but we'll, like I said, some of these characters will meet. These characters are not part of like the Payne the Knights in Payne Town campaign. These ones are kind of original characters created for this. Now, easiest thing to know is when you're rolling dice, and the Cortexatron lets you kind of put the dice in. So, do you see where it says values?
Yes.
Hmm.
You basically take one value, one relationship, and one asset, and possibly an extra or a location underneath. Those are the ones where you might take some, but not necessarily. And you roll each of those dice, two of which become your total, one of which becomes the effect dice, which is kind of like if you want to think damage essentially, and that's just the size of the die that matters. Um, you get plot points, which you can spend on some things that include like rolling some extra dice. And anytime you roll a one, you get a plot point, and then I get to add that to there's like a trouble pool that I get to use. But if you look at the bar manager real quick, I can kind of go through and explain these characters. So the bar manager is dealing some drugs outside of like during work. However, the drugs he is dealing actually is something called candy. Candy is a type of drug that only works for riffs. So
Okay.
none of these three are rifts. This could work for your characters in the main City of Mist campaign, but it doesn't affect uh, regular people. Now, partly because of this, and because he's dealing with rifts without necessarily realizing what's happening, the kind of the mists of the city have protected him from some things that it's kind of kept him a little bit more on the down low than he is aware of. So for him, look at his values. Protecting your friends is a must at a D10. Glory is I'm the king of this restaurant. Justice, the bad ones get theirs. Love, D4. Love is a sucker's game. The D4 means that causes him lots of problems because you're more likely to roll a 1 or low. um, Power, D6. Get what you can when you can. And then truth, it always comes out in the end. And then we've got his relationships. He considers a server a good friend. Now, with those statements, you can challenge, though. You can basically go, oh, I'm going against what my character thinks about this. And that turns into experience points and lets you change it later on. It is part of how the Smallville version of Cortex Prime lets you change characters. So, for example, love is a sucker's game. Well, this is someone who's in love with someone that's going to cause some problems. He may decide that, oh, hey, that's not exactly how I feel about love anymore, so I'm going to challenge it, so I get 3d4 for this one. And usually it would go down one level for the rest of the session. Now, relationships, good friend with the server, probably shouldn't be. And like the way to metagame this is to have the incorrect thoughts about people and things, knowing that your character is going to grow and change while they grow and change. They think the front of the house is corrupt, like their wife, because their wife is a politician that this person is kicking out some money to, some bribe money to. David Schutt thinks David is a solid dude. David Schutt is a Rift of Krampus, who also basically is a repo man who is leading on the server, and the server is essentially trying to get him repaid through other people. Like, well, there's this, we can kind of grab seal stuff for that, etc. Then there's Kenny Eater, a good regular who's helped on some deals. The problem is, Kenny is engaged to someone. That someone is hot and heavy with the server, and Kenny Eater himself is a mob enforcer who is also very much in love with Emma Bailey, who is the bar manager, sort of on again, off again. So there's some relationship problem there. Ji-sun is the front of house's son, and they get Ji-sun is trouble, but what I need for business. That's essentially Ji-sun is how he runs the candy. He gets the stuff, runs it. Ji-sun is actually the one that tends to distribute it. Tuyen-ton is a dirty politician, just like the rest. That is the front of house's wife, who is running for office. And then Emma Bailey is the sort of mousy flight attendant. I love her and I want her back. This person's likable, connected, athletic, and impulsive are the assets for them. And as far as extras, they can kind of go to. Actually, Emma Bailey is a. Let me just double check something real quick. For Emma, yep, Emma's. Okay, I can change a couple things here. Yeah, he's got his Liz Osanova is one of the servers he can get some general help from, and he's got the Shinobi Sushi itself, Candy Lane, and P.I. Holiday's office is something that he's had to deal with on occasion. Oops. Sorry. Just gonna get a few more of these things.
You hear that, Ibrahim? Another detective office. We're gonna have to take them down.
Another yes. There's only enough room in the city for one.
Exactly.
Okay. Now, the front of house is kind of a sweet but sort of clueless person who doesn't quite understand, is kind of involved in stuff over their head. Their duty is I help people find happiness. Glory, to light the fire for others, is an honor. Justice, people get what they deserve. Love, family is the most important thing. Power, I'm a leaf in a hurricane. Truth, you know the truth when you see it. And it's a D4 because front of house doesn't always see it. They have their bar manager thinks right now is looking out for their son, who's in some trouble with the law a lot. The server, the server is the one kicking bribes over, thinks he's worried that the server might be trying to get with his wife. Ji-sun, I can get him on the right path. David Schutt, nice guy, a little too inquisitive. Tuyen-ton, she protects us from trouble. And then has family reputation because of what his wife's been doing. Feels guilty for not necessarily helping his son. Martial artist and big-hearted. And finally, the
Hmm.
server. The server is kind of trying to play a bunch of people against each other. My duty is to me only. Glory, it is best not to be seen. Justice, I'll give people what they got coming to them. Love's a scam and I can run it. Power, people who have the power live better lives. And truth, lies are easier than the truth. Relationships, thinks the bar manager's an easy mark and thinks they've got it under control. Front of house seems to be involved in something big. David Schutt, I've got this guy under my thumb, taking from others instead of me. Kenny Eater, this guy's clueless as to what I'm doing with his fiance, and he deserves it. And Emma Bailey seems to be
Woof.
playing her own game. And then he's got Shameless Flirt at a D10, sneaky, confident, attractive, and then in over his head, or their head. And they've got a couple different, they've got some people that they can kind of lean on and get some help from, including Vasuda, their nosy super, Sandra, the one having an affair. Oops, we have two Sandras in there? Or did I get one of them down wrong?
Double Sandras, just like real life.
Too many
Mm.
Sandras! Yeah, Sandra Jansen, which is the one he's having an affair with. And, there's two Sandras. Sandra Raven, the coke dealer who they owe money to. So I messed up when I didn't realize those were two Sandras. Yeah, so the coke dealer, lover, super at apartment, and Owen Roosevelt is the thief that they use. A thief friend who helps him out from time to time. So with these ones, I guess which or do you have any questions, or are there any characters that kind of jump out at you as, oh, that's who I'd like to play?
Hmm.
Hmm. Um. The I don't know. The bar manager seems fun.
I think front of house I would have the easiest amount of time with.
Okay.
The server seems like a real dirtbag, and that's also really cool.
I would like to play a dirtbag.
Okay.
Hmm.
So which ones do y'all want?
I think I will go front of house. Sometimes you don't need to challenge yourself.
Okay.
Mm. Yeah,
And
I'll start with. Oh,
if you want to come up with
no.
some names for the characters,
We get to name them. Incredible. Never before seen. Okay. I think I will start with the bar manager then.
Hmm. I'm gonna name him. Oh no, wait, that's probably too similar to his.
you can
I guess also
also
could
you can
could be a
also
lady.
you can change genders. Yeah, any of those.
Wow. If only it was that easy. Uh,
Yeah, because right now they don't have a gender. They're just a character.
their concepts. I'm feeling Manny for the bar manager.
Okay.
I'm gonna go just with Kim.
Okay.
I think actually, do you think the last name should match the sun?
Up to you. Oh, and
Yep.
what gender?
Dude. Dude named Kim.
Okay.
I'm naming him after Kim Woo Bin from, everyone's favorite series, A Gentleman's Dignity.
I've
Oh my
never heard of
gosh. Are you on
Dignity.
MDZS?
No, I literally just went like on a Google rabbit hole where I was just clicking on random people's names until I was like, okay, this random actor.
I just watched Degrassi, the first season, for a podcast that I'm on. So I'm thinking of the girl from Degrassi who's named Manny.
Ah, see, there we
Oh,
go.
what's
That was
Manny's
very
gender?
funny. Uh I don't have a coin, but I would flip it. Let's just make Manny. Let's make Manny another guy so we can have a toxic yaoi. No,
Okay.
uh, that's not gonna happen.
I'm just saying.
Manny
See,
Santos from Degrassi, great character.
I ever tell you that I got sent to the school counselor because I cried after the episode where Drake got shot?
No,
Yeah, I cried really hard because in health class, because obviously health class you just watch episodes of Degrassi, um, and they were like, it wasn't even honestly in terms of like times I've cried hard, doesn't even crack top 10. And I was the only person in class who cried, and they were like, you need to go see the school counselor. They were like, what's going
you
on
need
in your
help.
life? And I was like, Drake got shot and he's dead now. Or no, Drake got put in a wheelchair. The weird greasy guy got shot and he's dead now, and Drake is in a wheelchair.
This small Canadian town has a lot of gun violence.
It really does.
All right. I've never seen Degrassi. I've heard of it. I've just never seen it.
It would make for a great Smallville thing.
Hey, honestly, yeah, kind of would.
Yeah, I mean, so it's essentially sort of soap opera, the role playing game, or hour-long TV drama. So, to start off with, do you have any questions about any of the characters associated with anybody associated with your character? Because the map has got some more information. It's a little easier for me to read right now, just because I've put it together and know it. But you can feel free to take a look if you like.
Do I owe Sandra money or does Sandra owe me money?
For let me just double check. You partake a little bit. You partake in some coke here and there.
Okay, so I owe her money.
Yeah, you owe Sandra some money.
Okay. And also, I'm assuming that my son's issues have been successfully swept under the rug for my wife to be running on an anti-crime ticket.
It's one of the reasons the PI Holiday, the private investigator Holiday's office, is one of your extras, one of your locations, because you have had to make use of it before.
Okay.
So it is someone who has done some work to try to keep some of that stuff swept under the rug.
So, I do have a clarification question. So, I'm getting okay. I am dealing candy to the Rift of Krampus, David, and I'm getting that from
a place called Candyland.
A place called Candyland. Okay.
Which is more of like a it's essentially in the industrial part of town. It's in kind of a rougher area, but it is actually, when you go there, it is not there's not really any what you would normally expect to the kind of people you normally expect to see on drug corners, druggies, a lot of violence. Like, none of that there. It's actually a fairly quiet and, as far as you can tell, relatively safe part of town. For whatever reason, this stuff that looks like literal candy, people pay a lot for.
Okay. Gotcha.
Yeah. And do you have questions over any of the characters that are attached to your any like the locations or NPCs?
Jisun helps me deal candy. I got that. I'm kicking bribes over to Tuyun. So Tuyun is a politician?
Yep.
My wife.
Yep. My wife.
My wife.
The politician.
Sacha
And
Baron Cohen
is running for very heavy on anti-crime.
Gotcha.
Oh, did you mention that Sacha Baron Cohen divorce thing?
Yeah. No more my wife.
My ex-wife.
My ex-wife. I think I get the rest of this. Feeding information to Holiday, the PI, I assume related to. Wait, no, that's not me. No, that is me. No, that goes through me. I don't think that is me. Hold on. Can I highlight it? Yes, it does go to me.
Yep, barman. Yeah, you're the information that you're feeding. You're a bar manager at this place. You hear things.
Gotcha.
You're good at talking to people.
Okay. I know about the affair. That's good to know. It's good to know about affairs.
Hmm.
I think I see the lines.
If you want one, if you with the Kuma, what you can do, if you go over like your character's blue box and right click
Mhm.
and put focus, and then um, whoops, wrong one. If you put focus, yeah, direct, you'll see just the ones that are attached to your character.
Oh, that's fun.
So if you want
I
to end
like
up
that.
have a moment or so, take a look at that.
Okay. Liz is like a sister. Uh-huh.
I'm ready to go. I'll be lost no matter what.
It's okay. Well,
Such is my way.
I'll walk you through the first sort of thing here in a moment. So, are Ibrahim, are you good? Are you taking a moment to look through some
Yeah,
stuff?
yeah. I was just taking notes as I went through it, but I
Okay,
think I'll get it.
cool. If you look up at the very top of your character sheet, you've got stress and you've got growth. Now, these two things are interconnected. This is one of the things I think that makes the conflict system interesting, and it's why sometimes you'll go into a conflict not necessarily wanting to win that conflict, because when you get stress, easiest way to think about this, you know how in um, Return of the Jedi when Luke is trying to like get to Vader and it's not working, and then he's like, "Your sister, yeah, she could be a power," and then he gets all pissed off. So essentially, like on that whole your sister thing, Vader would have rolled and probably would have given Luke like probably a D10 stress and put that
Mm.
into anger.
Mhm.
At which point Luke would have been like, because normally you can use your enemies, like your opponents, one of their stress dice against them. But what you can also do is do like what Luke did there. You go, I'm going to spend a plot point. I'm going to use uh, my own stress, but it's also going to bump it up by one because if you go above D12, you're taken out of the scene. So basically, he would have basically taken that, brought that up to a D12, beat the living shit out of Vader. One probably gotten like a D12 or maybe pushed him over on the injured track. Um, but like, you can have afraid, angry, exhausted, insecure, injured. When you have stress on there, you can have a one-on-one scene with a player character, or we can have one of the major characters here that is a stress uh, relieving scene, like when two people connecting, talking about stuff, have an ability to relieve some of that stress. They would make a roll against your total amount of stress, and if it succeeds, that stress goes away and becomes growth, becomes XP. You also, when you challenge a value or a relationship, that rating immediately goes into XP. At the end of the session, the highest stress that you have left goes into XP.
Okay.
So, because like you make some rolls at the end with the growth to see about raising some stuff. So, like it's easier to raise like relationships than anything else because this is a game that really centers around that. So you're never put in a position where you are mind controlled. Oh no.
Oh no.
Okay, now we're going to talk about all the terrible things we're going to do to Nessa's character. Destroy their life, get them divorced.
Oh God. Well, I think that that's going to be fine actually, because it doesn't seem like any of these people should be in the relationships they're in.
Yeah, the mistakes some people have made when I've running uh, some of Smallville. Like at first, some people try to make like all their relationships good and like not drama vectors. You're looking for drama. You're looking for vectors that basically say, "Hey, our characters are screwed up."
Yeah. No,
And
for sure.
what are the things that make things? This is why for me, if I was going to run an X-Men game, this is a no-brainer because the
Mm,
best X-Men's always about the crew.
absolutely. And I think that's what that new series is doing really well. It's
I need
moving at breakneck pace,
I need to
and
catch
it's
up.
super messy.
I need to see the last episode of that in Shogun because of the show this week. I didn't have a chance to see.
Oh yeah. It's great stuff. I'm loving how fast they're moving. It really feels like a fever dream at times, and I think that's exactly what X-Men should be.
Yeah. Have you ever heard? It's like Jay and Miles or something and something explain the X-Men.
No.
It's a so the podcast always starts off with like, "Hey, so and so," because it's changed. There's been a couple co-hosts that've changed over time. Like, hey,
Mm.
hey, what's up? It goes, hey, did you read this Inferno storyline? And they're like, oh, what happens? Well, this happens. They'll go through and explain, and the other person asks some questions. And this is just like the very start. They'll ask some questions, and they always get to the point where they get to the X-Men twist, where something. It's like, and by the way, that's the. It turns out that she's he's not. It's not actually Jean Grey. It's her clone, and she's been kept dead by the Phoenix Force. It gets to the really bizarre X-Men, like, what is how it always ends, and then you get like the intro music, and then they start doing a deep dive on whatever that particular storyline is.
Mm. I love that.
Yeah, because it gets nuts. It's a lot of time travel, a lot of intergalactic stuff. Welcome back, Nessa.
X-Men's so good.
Thank you. I wish I could say, whoops. I wish I could say that my computer failed me. I bent down to pick something up, and as I was hauling myself back up, I grazed the power button with my hand.
Yeah,
I need to work on my core strength, is what I'm saying.
I saw you drop out for a second, and like we lean over, and I'm like, what happened?
Nessa died.
You died in the game, so you died in real life.
Oh god, front of house is dead now.
Yep.
Incredible.
So yeah, I think what I was saying when you disappeared, because it's never mind control. Like the most that can happen, I mean, you can always give in, you can always choose to let something happen. Is your character can essentially be mechanically removed from the scene. This is you're too angry to keep going. You storm out. You're there, but like you're too whatever. If it goes beyond that D12 rating. However, in actual games, what happens is people, if one person's like losing a lot, because generally it's an interest, because it's a back and forth, which you'll see in a moment. The other person starts putting stress in other places. So it basically loads someone up with a bunch of stress, which they can then have scenes with other people to get rid of, to kind of heal those, to turn them into XP, to do all sorts of other stuff. And I also have something called the Trouble Pool, which will start. Put Trouble 2d8. I'm gonna kind of hard frame a scene at the start, partly to show you just how this stuff works. It has been. It's raining. It's often raining this time of year. It's about a week after Christmas or after New Year's. You still got like crusts of snow left around, but a lot of times the rain sweeps it away. It's nice and chill outside, but you've got plenty of people have been coming in to eat here at Shinobi Sushi. You've got the neon lights in the window, and everything is sort of normal. Kim, you're working front of house. Manny, kind of at the bar. However, you know something Kim is unaware of. Kim's car, which is parked directly out front of the restaurant. In the trunk, there has been left some stuff for you from Jinsoon. Snuck it in, said, "Hey, get it out of my dad's car." There's both money and some stuff with candy that you're supposed to have for David Schutt when he comes by later. But you got to get that without Kim seeing, because unfortunately Kim usually parks along the side, which would have made it a little bit easier to get out there, though you don't have the keys to the car. But right now it's right out front, so Kim at front of house is easily able to see it. So one thing we can do for a scene, and I'll be showing you here how we do the back and forth, because like what'll happen is like Ibrahim, you'll explain what you're doing, then you'll make a roll, and then Nessa will kind of like you do their role playing, make the roll, and what they're trying to do is if Nessa beats you, it comes back to you, and then you're going to try to beat Nessa's again. And when like let's say that Nessa can't beat yours, what will happen is Nessa will then get stress. And sometimes things still continue. Like this may go back and forth. You may put stress on each other as it's going back and forth. So this is sort of during the role playing. So you at some point during the night need to get the keys, get out without Kim noticing. And what I'll say is for our purposes, Nessa, you this will be successful. However, Ibrahim could succeed and be loaded down with stress from nervousness because if you keep winning this stuff, because this can be conversation. This can also be the thing you walk away for a moment and then Ibrahim like rushes out and let's say you win. It could just be the stress of what if I get caught? What if I get caught? What if I get caught? Because you don't have to have it be you catching the other person.
Okay.
So it can deal a little bit with conflicts in maybe a different way than we are used to. So
exciting.
Okay. Yeah, Kim, you pulled up. You got the car in that sweet spot right in front of it, right in front of the thing. It's been raining, so you were able to like rush in, lock it up, rush in, and then not have to like be in the side lot and all that stuff. So like you're not nearly as wet as you would have been, and at the end of the night, you're not going to have to trot through the rain. It's just right there, right in front, Rockstar parking. And
shit's starting out really good.
It's a little. There's some people in here right now, but like not a lot of people coming in right this moment.
All right. I guess I just post up.
Manny, you know, in about an hour or so,
Yeah.
David's going to be here.
Okay. I'm on the clock. So I'm at the bar. I'm probably like cleaning some glasses and just eyeing Kim when he comes in. Seeing he use the side door, knowing he likes to park in that spot. Um, I guess like if Kim had just come in, I'd probably like greet him, try to make some small talk, just like, "Hey, still raining cats and dogs out there?"
I mean, see for yourself. All the snow that's left is gross as hell too.
Right. That well, it's gonna continue all night, so glad you got the good spot.
I know, right? I'm surprised there wasn't somebody in there yet.
Yeah. We should get some more covered parking in here. You already on?
Yep. What about
Why don't you?
yourself?
Yeah, I'm just setting up here. Why don't you run back to back of house? I think one of the chefs might have had some new special to run by you. Trying to get rid of some of that old cod before it goes out.
I mean, sure thing. I think I like call back to whoever's in the back.
Yeah.
Like I make them. Yeah. New special?
Yeah, we got I don't know sushi. I don't know what else yet. We got a blah 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 blah.
A unicorn roll. My God. Fancy. Good on you.
Okay. Yeah, that works. You you hear that? I feel like somebody's calling you. You might want to go back there real quick.
Okay, so at this point, let's go ahead because like remember you also want to somehow get Kim's keys. But what I would go is I would go ahead and make the roll now because part of the thing is trying to get you away. Stress can definitely happen when you're trying to get someone to do something on this one. So for the roll, do you have one of your values you think would be the best one for this that fits with what's going on here?
I think I'm the king of this restaurant.
Yep, and that would not be challenged by this, so you have a D10. So in the Cortexatron, if you hit for add dice, if you put add D10.
Yep.
And then do you a relationship. Now the relationship does not have to be the one with front of house. Does not have to be the one with Kim. You could use Jin Sun because that's who you're getting it for, or that's who put it there. You could also even use David Schutt because that is the person that you're going to get it for. It doesn't have to be necessarily directly that person because if you're doing something on behalf of someone else, like if Superman's doing something to protect Lois Lane, that's a much bigger die than if it's to help somebody else.
Right. Okay. I would probably use the relationship with Ji-sun then.
Okay, they're all d6s, so that one doesn't particularly matter. And then with your assets, is there one of those you think fit? Like likable, connected, athletic, impulsive.
I think it would be a stretch to use any of these. I'm not quite seeing the pathway.
I think likable. Just
Likable, maybe.
People. You're
Yeah.
good with them because you'll always have one of your assets. If you really can't think of anything, you end up throwing in like a D4.
Okay.
Yeah, that could be there, and you could use like down below like the extras. We won't use them quite yet, but things like extras and locations, you can roll. Like you'll notice those ones have like 2d6, 2d4, 2d whatever. Those
Yeah.
can be used twice in a session. The thing is, if Nessa, do you have Shinobi Sushi on yours for
I
location?
believe so. Yeah, I do.
Okay,
2d8.
let's say for example, Ibrahim ends up using that. What'll happen is you roll both the dice. One of those gets automatically added on top because extras and locations give you a good benefit. However, it means you can only roll one dice next time, and that's the last time you could roll it. But Nessa, then you would only be able to roll one dice if Ibrahim has used it once, and essentially twice in the game, twice in the session, that place can be accessed. As
Okay.
because I'm here and because
Okay.
I'm here, I know the place, I know sort of whatever, I can use my knowledge of that. But right now, we'll keep it a bit simpler. So yeah, if you want to use say likable on there, that D6, and roll them
Okay.
dice.
So I'm using that D10 and the D6.
And there'll be one more D6
And one more D6.
because we got your value, your relationship, and your asset. Those are the three
And my
things you
asset.
always
Okay.
roll.
Roger that. And I'm not rolling against anything. I'm just rolling.
You're creating what Ness is going to roll against. So if
Okay,
you hit
gotcha.
roll, where it says for all dice, just roll all dice.
Yep. And I got 5, a 4, and a 10. Total none effect D4.
Oh, the total and such we're gonna figure out here in a moment. Now, because you're gonna be putting some like ideally you're gonna be putting some sort of stress on Nessa, or Nessa will be putting some sort of stress on you. So here you can choose. You could go with like say a 9 total, which Nessa will be rolling against, but you'd essentially be hitting with the D10, which means it'd be a D10 stress. Or you could go with a 14 or 15, whichever one, and then hit with a D6 stress if it succeeds.
Okay. I think what I would want to do is use the 14
Okay.
and hit with 5 stress. If
All right.
that's how.
Well, because it won't be 5 stress, it'll be a D6. Because with
A
the
D6
the
stress.
effect, it's just the die size that matters, not what's on the die. As long as it's not
Perfect.
a 1. Okay. So
Okay.
what you can do here is if you want to click on the little boxes in the 2 that you want to use,
Yeah.
and then hit check dice or total. You can also, if you want to hit like choose best total, then choose best effect. Those are things you can do too. But if you click the tick marks in there and then check dice or total.
Okay.
Oh, I think you cleared them.
Oh shit!
Yeah.
Sorry, I did that. I did not realize we shared dice pool.
Yeah, we share the same thing. So, but
Sorry.
I can just do this thing. You wanted to have a 14 total D6. Okay.
Yeah.
So that's what Ness is going up against.
Okay.
So yeah, Nessa, you can now say, what do you do for someone's calling you in the back?
I think I'm gonna go towards it, but also Ibrahim, do you have any way you're gonna try to like, I don't know, give me a weird hug before so that you can get my keys out of my pocket? Or do you think I would have like left them on the
I assume there's like a locker set up. Like most restaurants, places that I've worked at, there's some sort of locker thing by the door to the back of house
Yeah, true, probably
Okay.
something like
where
that.
you like put your things.
Yeah, so
But I
Nessa,
don't know if you. Yeah.
yeah, you can role play what you're doing, and then then we'll
I'm
figure out
gonna
your
put
roll.
a D6 for you because that's our relationship. I'm gonna put a D4 for truth because I know the truth when I see it, which is definitely this. This is definitely one of those. And I don't know. I feel like maybe like I know I have not been given a sob story, but I feel like maybe like big-hearted would apply here, Michael.
Yeah, I think, but yeah, big heart definitely work here. And like, if you want to tell us what it is you do here, like
Uh,
you role play, you're sort of part of it.
I think that I'm just kind of like I'm like, Manny needs a minute away from prying eyes to sneak a little from the till. Or not the till. What's the part where if you like where you drink
Over the
from the
bar.
spigot?
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm
Oh,
like needs
I'm just gonna. Yeah.
yeah, needs a minute away from all of us so you know that he can get a little something something. I'll go talk to the chef.
Okay. Yeah, you sort of head back, and the chef looks up and is like, "Yeah, Cam, what's up?"
Oh, Manny just needed a minute. What's going on in sports?
Needed a minute.
Yeah,
Oh, nipping a little bit.
nipping a little bit. You know,
Shift just
we've all
started.
I know, but he never causes problems though, you know. Remember the last bar manager? The last bar manager slept with every waitress we had.
Oh, gotta respect that, dude. Go ahead. Do you want to
Ah,
hit your roll?
f-
All right.
that is like a 9, basically.
Okay. So yeah. So if you want to hit choose best total and then choose best effect under the quick choices,
Okay,
and
9
then
total,
yeah,
and
then
then effect D4.
you want to go to keep results because the thing is we want to keep results because it'll be kind of this back and forth.
Got it.
Now, what's happened here, Ibrahim? You managed to put some stress onto
Yeah.
onto Kim. So Kim, you go back follow this. Uh, I think like either exhausted or insecure might be something that would make some sense because it's just like they think you're nipping a little bit early, which means
Okay.
they may have to keep an eye on it. Do you want to go with one of those?
I think I like exhausted.
Okay. So, however, Nessa, you lost by more than 5, which is going to make that D6 a D8. So, if you want to put a D8 stress,
Okay, do I also go for exhausted?
yeah, well, no, you'll put a D8 under exhausted.
Nice.
Okay, so right now, and that's something that Ibrahim can use to roll against you. Now, Ibrahim still hasn't gotten everything they want, so we can do here clear
Nope.
history. Now, Kim is in back, and whoops, let me clear that. Remove all dice. You don't have a lot of time before Kim kind
No.
of comes. You want to describe like what you're doing as you are headed, trying to get stuff.
Uh, yeah. I think as soon as Kim goes back there, I just like rush to the door
Mm-hmm.
and like kind of like get an angle on the little window so that I can see if they put their jacket in the locker. So I'm right by that window, probably with a cup to my ear, just like listening for Kim to come around that corner to talk to the chef. And as soon as the cloak's kind of clear, I'm just gonna rush in there and just start rifling through the lockers, like trying to find Kim's stuff.
All right. So you want to make a roll? You can go ahead and add the D8 that Kim has from exhausted. You'll make your pool in sort of the same way.
Okay. Um. Yeah. So that's a D8. Probably just use I don't know power. So for D6.
Mm-hmm. Do what you can where you can.
Yep. Okay, so that's a D6, a D8, and then what are my asset here? Impulsive. I don't know. Maybe athletic. No. Eh, impulsive. This is probably the worst way to do this.
Okay.
So that's another D6. Okay. So I can roll these.
Okay. I think this makes sense. You're acting rashly.
Yeah.
You're gonna get a plot.
Oh,
You're gonna get a
my
plot
lord.
point. You can get. Oh well, you're gonna get 2 plot points. You're gonna get a plot point for that. you'll get another one. I'm just going ahead and adding it to yours. Another one for that one, so you're not going to be able to use the one because that goes to me. So I now have.
Okay.
I'll remove this. My trouble. I'm going to use that to change trouble to 3d8 because basically I took the d6. When you roll a 1, I get a d6 for trouble. The other one added d6 to trouble. I can also raise up a die by 1 for those. So the trouble pool raises up a little bit. So you, I would hit just choose best total.
Yeah.
And then keep results.
Sense. And then keep results, which is over here. You're
rushing through the lockers and stuff?
Yeah.
All right, Kim, if you want to go ahead and roleplay, narrate, etc., what you're doing, because this not everything is going to be split up into these types of scenes, but just to get used to it, because you can maybe get some stress involved on. Then we can hit. Oh, actually, wait a minute. You should have also rolled a d8.
Oh,
No, here. Let me do this.
Should I have rolled a d8 as well?
You should have rolled the. What I'm gonna do is I'm gonna just roll that check die for you. Oh, okay. The only difference it's gonna make is choose best effect. Yeah, the only difference is it'll change what your effect is. All right, but the total is only 7. So Nessa, what are you doing? Do you get it back and they're like, yeah, well, keep an eye for the manager, the shift manager, to make sure they don't catch what Manny's doing.
Yeah, I should probably. I've given him enough time, but stay out of the wife and kids. I think I start heading back to the front, and as I do, it's kind of like one of those cutting in between like Manny fumbling with the keys outside, and I stop to talk to a table for a second, be like, hey, how are we doing today? Has your server been good? Do you need anything? Which I'm not. I've not worked. I've only been a janitor, Michael. I've never worked at a restaurant. I don't know if front of house should be doing that. But...
Oh, front of house. We had Aiko. Oh, Aiko, who would spend a lot of time talking to people and then triple sit you when you were actually off the clock. We loved Aiko, but Aiko could drive us absolutely bonkers.
Then I am well within my rights. I'm just talking to people, and then talking to one table, cut back to Ibrahim, back and forth.
Which key is it?
And then I think right as I stop at the front for a second, but I'm looking, I'm rearranging the menus or something in such a way that it's exactly blocking my eye line.
Okay, yeah, so that stuff is happening. So let's put together because we may get to challenge some stuff, or we may get to use some stuff that you may be not expecting, and we can kind of talk about why. What would you like to use for your value?
Maybe justice? Does that seem fairish? Because or power, maybe. I don't know. Shit happens.
You know what I think makes sense?
What?
Are you helping? Are you helping him find happiness right now?
I mean, in a way, in an unknowing way, yes.
Well, the thing is when you pull with what you think is happening, does that seem like the kind of thing you should be doing? With what your duty is, or are you challenging your duty by letting someone do something to get them in trouble and maybe go down the same route as your son?
Well, if anything, he's leading my son down that route.
But do you know that?
Yeah, I don't know that.
Do you want to challenge? Do you want to challenge your duty?
Sure, why not? Let's challenge duty.
Put 3d10 into the thing. So when you check, and also you can give yourself a d10 on the growth. And for the rest of the session, your duty is going to be at a d8 until you have a chance to rewrite that. Okay, how's it going? We are teaching them how Cortex works as a City of Mist side story. Now, relationships. What do you want to use here?
I think I should use I should use bar manager.
Yep. And right now, look, you have no idea that he's necessarily not looking out for Ji-sun, so you're good. Challenging that doesn't make a whole lot of sense. Um, Now for your assets, I mean, the big hearted could go in there. You could also family reputation could be a thing that might be making uh, Manny a little bit nervous, or you could go with like guilty because maybe you feel guilty about covering for them, or big hearted because you're like, oh, I'm just trying to help out.
I'm going with big-hearted, Michael.
All right,
It's my weakest one, and it'd be funnier if I failed this.
I think it'd be funnier. It'd be funnier if you succeed because
Ah,
you want to put stress on him too.
it's true.
Okay. Now, because you challenged the 3D10, I'm not going to suggest also using your location for the Shinobi Sushi yet. I'd go ahead and roll. So you said you're talking to people making your way out. You mentioned having like your in the way, like with the menus in the way that you might not be seeing exactly what's happening yet.
All right, that's a four, a five, a nine, a six, and a seven.
All right. So you could, if you want to just go ahead and get like, you can choose best effect, choose best total, or if you want, you can choose individual ones. If like you could go 9 total against his 7 and then a D10, or you could go a 15 or 16 total and a D10, whatever, however you want to split that up, because you don't have to take the highest dice. You don't have to take the best one.
Then I'll take the four and the five, make it a nine, which still beats you out, right?
And then a D10 effect. So
Yep.
yeah, if you click the 4 and the 5 and then hit check dice or total, and then check just one of the D10s, doesn't matter which one, and put check dice or effect.
Okay.
And then once you've got those, it'll show that in the total and the effect. Then you hit keep results. So while that's happening, Manny, you've been going through the lockers. Tell me how that's going. Well, you've got Kim coming, talking to people, making their way. Oh, did you want to use the 9 and 7, or did you hit choose best total?
I did not. I'm gonna
Right,
do that now.
because right now it's good. Yeah, I think it's. Did you want to go with the 16 total, or did you want to go with the 9 total?
Let's go with the 16.
Okay, and then yeah,
Keep
probably
res-
just go ahead and use the D10 for your choose best effect. All right. Go ahead.
Oh,
Do
you
one thing here.
crushed me then.
I'm just go ahead and choose best effect. Keep that one. So it's a 16 with a D10 effect. Ibrahim, you've got Kim coming out of the back, talking to people. You're going through the lockers. What do you do?
I think Manny is like struggling to find the keys and just ends up grabbing like Kim's entire jacket situation and just kind of rolling up the entire jacket and just sort of like putting it in his shirt and just being like, all right, this is the best I got.
Okay. That also sounds like you're being fairly rash.
I would say so.
Yeah. Well, we already gave you one plot point for
I'm heading
that.
outside with that whole
This
thing.
particular thing. Yeah, you grab it and you rush outside, so we won't add to the other plot points. But you've got 4 plot points right now. So now, as you go down that list, is there anything like what value do you want to use? Do you think it might be something that could be challenged?
Um, hmm. Mm, maybe I could be challenging it all, like truth. I don't know. I not necessarily. I think that if I'm using value here, uh, since I believe that this person is corrupt, since I believe that Kim is
Mm-hmm.
pretty corrupt, bad ones get theirs. Maybe it's just like whatever.
Okay.
Kim sucks.
Yeah.
Kim's getting what's coming to him.
Yep. That goes along with what your character thinks, so that's fine. For relationship.
Relationship. Can I use my relationship to David?
You don't have a whole lot of time because David's going to be here before too long.
I'm getting
so.
drugs, right?
Yep.
Yeah.
Get those drugs
Okay.
out of my car.
So that's that. Get those drugs out of my car.
And then for your assets.
That's the anthem of the summer for sure. Athletic, because I'm sprinting.
So athletic.
So that's a yep. So that's a D4, a D6, and a
Now,
D6.
what I would suggest, if what you might want to do, because there's a 16, which is a lot. If you want to use the Shinobi Sushi location,
Yeah.
I might. So what I would do is just go ahead and add 2d6. The 2d6 are going to be all the way on the right, I think. When you
Okay.
add d6 two more times. The ones that are
Gotcha.
going to be on the far right, those ones are going to be a little bit different, and I'll explain how when we get there. And we'll just make a note that you've used it once. Change that rating to 1d6 for next time you use it. What you'll see is when you use a location or an extra, you actually get another.
Okay.
It's a little better than a normal die. So if you want to go ahead and roll.
Roll all dice.
All right.
There we go.
So here's the thing. That
Okay.
5 and that 6. I'm assuming you probably want the 6.
Mhm.
That gets added on top of the 2 dice that you use for your total.
Okay.
So an extra or location, you only get one of the dice when you roll the 2. Then next time you can only roll 1. But it gets added on top of. It's an extra dice that gets put in the total, as opposed to one dice you get to choose from.
Okay. So effectively, can I just check both of those?
You can't. You can't check the. Let me just do this real quick. I'm going to remove that one, just because
Okay.
you can only use one of those two. Now, if you want to, you could go with. Oh wait, 610. The other possibility, if you, oh yeah, the best you're gonna be able to do right now, 610, 15 with a D4.
Yeah. One short.
Okay. So you're like you get there out in the rain. You're gonna get a D10. Nessa, what do you think that D10 should be in as far as stress goes?
That's a difficult question.
We forgot one thing.
Yes.
Ibrahim, add the D8.
Yes.
Add the D8 from Kim's exhaustion, and then
Okay.
just roll that. You can hit roll check dice. If you added D8, click it, and then hit roll check dice. This may get you to the point where the
That
back
was a
and forth
1.
continue. Oh, 1. Okay, you're gonna get a plot point for that. I'm gonna get another D6. So if you want to add another plot
Incredible.
point, that will not make a difference. Kim, where would
Right.
you like to put that stress?
I mean, I feel like insecure is where it's gotta go, right?
All right, Ibrahim, you get a D10 insecure.
Lovely. Love a D10 insecure.
You being insecure is more important to me than you being afraid.
Okay. And the question here is for you, because we mentioned earlier, because like this doesn't mean you failed in the stuff you've done. It just means you've mostly gotten stress. You haven't been taken out on it. Do you want to play? Do you want to have like one more round mechanically done while you're making your way in and trying not to be seen, or do you want to just say you managed to grab the stuff and then get back in? Which would you two like to do?
Yeah. I think it kind of makes sense for there to be another like thing when I'm coming back in.
Okay. Yeah. So let me. Whoops. Let me do that real quick.
As a,
yeah,
I got the stuff. I'm coming back in. I'm holding your entire jacket.
So yeah, give me if you want to role play it out, set the stuff up. I'm gonna be listening. I just gotta pee real quick. Yeah.
Yeah. So like, yeah, I gotcha. Finally got the stuff out of the car. I'm assuming that Jisun told me actually where it was, but still took me a little bit. Not my car. Got the package of candy, and I'm back into the restaurant. Probably threw your jacket over my head real quick, just to keep from getting too soaked. And I think that's where you see me coming back in, like, or I assume you're gonna see me because my rolls have not been incredible.
I finally like finish stacking the menus and put them to the side and like look up right as you come in with the jacket over your head and just kind of like
I just needed to run out to the car real quick. Sorry. I don't have a windbreaker or anything with me today.
I mean, I guess, man, but like in the future, ask before you take my coat.
Yeah. No, but I knew you wouldn't mind, so it was,
I know. And look, I appreciate everything that you're doing for Jason, but like also at the same time, I know you wouldn't appreciate it if I took your shit. You know what I mean? And also,
no, totally.
I was out like I mean, between you know how I feel about some of the servers here. Like when I'm not here, you're kind of second in command, dude. You can't just wander off. Classic 1940s saying, dude.
I think Nessa, I think you're the one actually setting the stakes for guilting here. So we'll have you go ahead and choose yours first. Remember to also take the other person's um, stress.
Okay. So, your stress is a D10 for insecure.
Hmm.
Adding that. Michael, I know you don't like it when I do things, but it's too funny to me. I like adding that my truth is a D4.
Okay.
The fact that
No, that's
I
nothing wrong
know
with
the
that.
truth when I see it, and the fact that I do not see the truth when I see it,
Oh yeah.
too funny.
Now,
Um,
do you want to challenge that, or do you want to just keep it there right now, or you just because
I
you're
want to
also
keep. I
accepting the
want to.
truth.
I want to keep it there right now.
Yep.
I don't want to be seeing shit. Life is horrible right now.
Yep.
It's good to have the value that you see the truth when you see it and then be so blinded that you don't have to think about it.
Mm-hmm.
I'm adding the bar manager relationship. And finally, I'm going to add a D8. And with from my assets, which when I oh no wait, I can't do a D8. Isn't it a D4? If I do a D4 for guilty, I earn a plot point and give
Oh
my
no,
opposition a D6.
no, it just means um, that's when you're guilters. You can use the D8. It just means the D4 just means that if you have a D4, you can use that part of it.
Okay.
You can also at the D8 you can also use the second one. So you can roll a D8 but still earn a plot point and give your opposition a D6 when your own guilt stymie confuses you, which gives you a plot point, and then for Ibrahim we'll give him an extra D6.
All right, let's roll and see what I get.
Did you also want to use the diner?
I'll be honest,
Or
no. No,
okay,
I do not.
oh you're good.
Oh, so low. That's literally a 14. That's a 1, a 2, and a 10.
Well, the thing is though, you can't use the ones. Ones come to me.
Oh,
You get 2 plot points. I get to add to trouble.
no, I didn't know that.
Yep.
Oh
Fuck.
no.
So yeah,
I'm never doing anything ever again.
it's one of the things, but like the 2 plot points you get can like there's you can use those to like add extra dice to your roll. Like, oh, I'm going to take this other thing. I'm going to add another distinction in as well, or another relationship. You can add extra to your effect or to your total. There's different things you can use with the plot points.
Okay, so I have 3 plot points now, right?
I think 4 because you rolled 2 here.
Oh, nice. Also, y'all can hear I only now just have upstairs neighbors and they're making a fuck ton of noise. Y'all can't hear that, right?
I cannot hear it.
Yay!
Okay,
This microphone.
if you
Very
want
mid.
if you want to hit choose best total, because it'll be a 12. The thing is, you still have a 12 with the D4 effect, which isn't a lot of effect. And then, considering you both did some role playing there back and forth, I don't know if Ibrahim, if you want to add something to what you've done, or just go straight into and the mechanics part, because you've kind of role played back and forth. I think you were just
Yeah.
warned about taking care of people, doing stuff like that.
Yeah, so I should roll again.
Yeah, so let's go ahead. Nessa, you want to go ahead and keep results?
Yep.
Let's see if I get guilty.
And then go ahead and
Learning.
remove all dice. Also, remember you get the D8 from the exhausted that Nessa's got.
Okay, so add that D8. I mean, if I'm going to do a new roll again, I feel like this one at this point is just like, let's use truth because I did get caught. For a certain definition of caught, so that's a D6. And we'll flex our relationship to you, Kim. So that's D6. And then probably the I don't know. It's too likable.
You are so likable.
And you get
I'm
an
so
extra
likable.
d6 because Nessa used the thing for guilty.
Uh-huh.
And also, it helps that the
Awesome.
last bar manager was such a complete tool.
And if
Yes.
you wanted to use the thing about the restaurant, you could. Oh,
I don't think I want to. I
okay.
think I want to keep it. That's one extra one for later.
Yep.
The
Now,
restaurant one is the equivalent of like when you have potions and you save them all for the boss battle.
Exactly.
what you could do here, I mean, if you want to choose a failure to get stress, you can do that. You could also spend a plot point to add an extra thing, so you have a 16. Like basically, by add an
Okay.
extra die to your total.
So right now, the biggest I could get would be like a 9. Is that correct?
Well,
Or a
the
12?
biggest you could get right now without spending plot points is a 12 with a D8 uh, effect, but you never
Effect.
have to. You don't have to win. You can choose
Okay.
to go worse. You also could spend a plot point, and if you wanted to get, say, the 2 6s and the 4, you might be able
Okay.
to sort of hit back with, because you're maybe you decide to get a
A
little
little
attitude
snippy.
with Kim.
Um, I think I'm okay with taking the extra stress on this one
Hmm.
and like just like kind of like kowtowing a little bit. Being like, oh yeah, totally sorry about that. I understand. I should have asked you before I used your jacket. That wasn't cool. And you covered for me earlier, so least I could have done was ask. So, thank you. I appreciate you expressing that you want me to do that. And I'm going to take another drink.
All right, do you Nessa? You got a D4? Do you want
So
that in
that's that.
afraid, angry, exhausted? I mean, you can take the insecure from a D10 to a D12. Injured would make probably a lot of sense here.
Can we put it in afraid?
Mhm. Almost got
Afraid.
caught. Yeah, you get a D4 in afraid.
Awesome.
All right. At this point, system wise, you've essentially used 95% of how the system works.
Okay.
Like really,
I'm learning.
the only other, because like when you start to challenge it, like at the end of the session, what you'll be able to do, go back and anything you've challenged, you can go, okay, I'm either gonna rewrite this to better like how my character is changing or how they're changing their relationships. In which case it goes back to whatever it was before the die rating, or you can go, you know what? Like for example, yeah, Kim, I help people find happiness. You might decide, nope, you know what? I think Kim's still gonna think he helped people find happiness, even though he's covering up. Not change it. It'll remain a D8, and then something else.
Forever.
No, it'll stay at the lower level with a value. Another value gets popped up one die size.
Ooh.
Because your values will always be a set number of like there's basically 15 die values in there. Like that is going to be set for everybody. Like you always have the same amount. It's just where they're at that matters. If it was a relationship that you did that to, it would remain at its lower one and it would go into your growth pool again.
Okay.
And essentially, that is about the entirety of the system. Like that is how it
Okay.
works for any kind of conflict.
One big roll off.
So, any questions on like the system stuff?
I don't think so. Not yet.
Okay.
It's definitely going to take a minute for me to get into the swing of things, but that's what we're here for.
Yeah,
I'm going to read the book between
Yeah.
this time and the next time we do this.
And it's one of those I'll put together something for using the Cortex Prime. It's easier going to find it in Cortex Prime. The Smallville book is not as it's a little confusingly written.
Okay.
It's the Cortex Prime stuff. If you know, oh, we're using this, and this, and it's easy to see. Oh, here's how all this stuff works. Things continue through the night, kind of roughly the same, and we're gonna start off. We get, Emma is supposed to kind of come in a little bit later, and Kenny makes his way in.
Ugh.
Kenny is a wall of a human being. Kenny's gigantic. Makes his way in. This is Kim. You've seen Kenny come in a bunch of times. You also like sometimes comes with other people that are also fairly well dressed, but have kind of a sinister look to them. Like when they take up a side of the bar, no one else sits at that side of the bar. You also know he's occasionally come in with the woman that a little bit ago, our server, we don't have a name for yet. Our server kind of took off into the one of the back rooms uh, with Sandra Jansen, which you know you've seen with this guy before. But that took place a little ago. You know that he's in the back there somewhere. This is something, Manny, you've seen as well. Kenny just kind of comes in. Again, big old motherfucker. Sits at the bar and goes, give me whiskey, double.
Double the whiskey coming right up for you, Kenny.
Make sure you got these correct.
Look.
Let me do something real quick, I think. I'll just go back to the other one. Okay. Just kind of takes a shot and just...
Sorry.
You know,
I think somebody's revving their Harley.
Emma, the brunette's here sometimes.
I know Emma.
You
Yeah.
think she's coming in tonight? And I know she's here quite a bit.
Let's see. She's here pretty often. Tonight, yeah, she might be in. She might. Good odds, I'd say.
Yeah, we used to see each other, and you know, sometimes you think you can get something going again.
Oh yeah?
Mm-hmm.
You think so?
Well, you know, my fiance didn't have to know about it.
Oh, fiance. Yeah. Appreciate that, Kenny. Appreciate that.
What's that supposed to
It's
mean?
like fuming.
You're-
Nothing.
You're a bartender. Don't be judgmental.
This is Emma Bailey, right?
Yep.
Yeah, okay. Just checking. I know Emma. We go back.
Kind of leans back a little
Did
bit.
I know about the fiance? I don't.
Yeah, you're aware that Kenny is. Oh, Ibrahim, you are. I think we're losing you.
Ibrahim died.
I'm frozen.
Ah, there you go.
You're losing me.
Way back.
You're losing me. I'm disappearing.
No.
Okay. So I'm sorry. I'm dying. Mom and Forsyth used to date Emma. Wait, so Kenny is jealous of me.
Hmm?
But why
Kenny
would he be
doesn't
jealous
know
of me
about
now
you,
when I'm
right?
an ex? Well, it says
he'll be jealous when he knows that you've still been kind of hooking up with Emma. We'll
Does he
say
know
right
you're
now
an ex?
you and Emma have been on again.
oh, okay.
You heard some stories about Kenny, and you also just kind of know how Kenny holds himself in general while he's here. He's kind of can be a frightening dude.
Does Kenny know
Okay.
that this bartender used to shut up his girlfriend
We'll say no as of this point.
or his fiancée? Sorry, my apologies.
Yeah, we'll say no as of this point. But you do know Emma's
So
supposed
just
to
to
come in.
clarify then, Emma has a fiance currently.
No. Kenny has a fiance.
Kenny has a fiance. Okay.
Kenny's fiance is currently in the back with the server.
Gotcha. Oh, currently?
Sandra.
Yes.
Tonight?
Yes.
Yeah, Sandra,
okay.
I believe her name is.
Yes.
I thought that was a thing that they had done before. I did not realize that was active right now.
Oh,
Yeah,
that
I'm
is,
at the front
that is
just being
happening
like-
now.
Yeah,
Okay.
Yeah,
I'm at the front, just like, where the fuck is no name? Michael hasn't
Okay.
named this guy. Right, Michael,
Yeah.
do you play server or
That'll
Or
be
is he just an NPC
if I
now?
have to use it, it'll be Steve next week.
okay?
Do we want to give it? Do you want to give a name to the server?
I mean,
give them
it
a name.
seems like it should be for Steve. Why don't we just
Okay.
give him a nickname and then Steve will have to live with the nickname?
Okay.
Soft hands.
Soft hands.
Where the fuck is Cape Cod?
Cape Cod.
Cape Cod.
Yeah,
Okay.
something happened with the cod, and that's his nickname now.
Cod. Yeah, we'll down Cod. Yeah,
Yeah.
she's in the back somewhere with Cod.
Okay. I guess in that case, I'm just gonna be like, yeah, Emma and I, we go back. We've, let's just say, I've, we visited.
That's a good 1940s way to say we boned down hard.
He
Art style.
what's your current highest stress?
I think my highest is, yeah, it's insecure.
Which is a what, D10?
D10, yeah.
There's just this moment where he just leans forward and goes, "What the hell is that supposed to mean?"
Whatever you think it means, pal. More
And
whiskey?
yeah, so if you want to go ahead and put yours together as you're trying to diffuse. He's got a 15 with a D10. This guy, like the jealous streak you saw just happen, even though he's trying to cheat on his wife, um, got there quick, and he kind of dropped into a more dangerous mode. Uh, yeah, currently he's got a 15 with a D10.
Great. That's good for me.
At least you said you dropped some whiskey on him.
Yeah, just drop another fifth of whiskey.
Now,
I'm
here,
so glad I'm
Great.
not the
What you want to
manager.
do when somebody's jealous at you, when someone's jealous and angry, you definitely want to get them more drunk. That's
well, the thing is we can look at a
good
couple things
tactics.
because do you have you got him there as a D6? Um, One thing you
Yeah.
can do is if you want to spend a plot point, you can basically give yourself an extra d6, which would be in this case and in this case, since you're the bar manager, if you want to spend two, you can make it a d8. That would be you dropping the whiskey to try to diffuse the situation. You could use that as like the
Oh,
whiskey. If you want to spend two of them, I'll let you make that a d8, and then that would be on top of the other stuff that you roll.
so that's me upgrading the relationship to a
Well,
D8.
what it would do is like with one plot point to create the asset, which is the whiskey,
Okay.
which is an extra d6 you get to roll. And because you're the bar manager, you're
Hmm.
there. It makes sense. Give you another plot point. You can basically turn into a D8 because you know how to deal with people like this. So if you want to spend two plot points, you would get an extra
Okay.
D8 on top of the other stuff. And
Yeah, I love that.
I think this also gives you a good reason to possibly challenge your relationship with Kenny.
Okay. Yeah. So just to make sure, so I'm getting is my whiskey a D8 or am I getting a D6 and a D8?
No, basically you would spend two plot points, you get a D8.
Yep.
Because one plot point it would make it a D6. If you spend a second one, you can turn that into a
Okay.
D8. Because here
Man,
it
this
makes
whiskey's
sense.
powerful.
You're at the bar. You know how to. You're giving the drink. You're giving hospitality. You know how to diffuse
Right.
the stuff. And
Make an
then
old
you can go
fashioned real
through like
quick.
normal. I would suggest challenging your relationship with Kenny because you're maybe he's not the good
Mhm.
regular who's helped on some deals.
Yeah, maybe now that I know that he's macking on Emma, maybe that changes things a little bit.
Well, he has a fiance.
You could also either
No,
use
but that's fine.
you could also use Emma as the relationship instead, or possibly even challenge it because you might be thinking, do I want to get involved? It doesn't mean you necessarily go, nope, I don't want her back, but it could be you could end up changing it later on to like, I love her and I'm not sure if this is a good idea. Could be a thing. So if you want, you could challenge Emma instead, or use Emma instead with the D10.
Okay. Um, I like challenging Kenny.
Mm-hmm. All right, so I'll make a note that he'll be a D4 for the rest of the season, the rest of the thing. But you give yourself a D6 in growth, and then put 3D6 on your dice pool.
Okay. So 3d6 in my dice pool and a d6 in growth. Let me give me. Oh wait, growth. Do I just put like one d6?
Yeah, one because like you may end up with multiple D6 like cause it's like it's a dice pool that you use at the end.
Okay. So then I'm adding my 3d6, and then I'm just gonna go through and add the rest like normal, right?
Mm-hmm. And then remember, you get the D8 for if you
So
spend the 2 plot points, you get the D8 for your whiskey.
d8 whiskey, powerful whiskey here.
I mean, I'd forgive a lot for a
Okay.
free drink.
Yeah, for a d8's worth of whiskey. I think I'm gonna also do I add a relationship or do I just add Kenny?
Oh, you
Probably
would
just Kenny.
you would add the D6. Now, if you want, you could also spend a plot point and add another relationship if you wanted. But you would add the D6 for
Okay.
Kenny.
Gotcha. And then let's go with love is a sucker's game. So that's a D4.
Yep. And
I like that.
if you want to end up using your other thing on Shinobi Sushi, you could do that as well.
Oh God.
Does the Shinobi Sushi thing refresh next time, or is this forever?
No, it's each session. Like the extras and locations are just per session, and then next time everything resets back to 2 dice.
I want to save my sushi power.
Okay.
I don't know if that's smart,
power.
but I want to.
All right.
And then I'm just gonna choose best total.
Okay. Because the other stuff you could have used, like you also could have used Liz and try to get her involved if you wanted to.
Yeah.
Yeah, the whiskey
Spending a plot point though.
Yeah, whiskey won't actually get added to the assets. It's just for this particular.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, so
okay.
It's just for this role. Now, if you want
it's a temp asset.
You also could use. If you want to succeed here, you could also use 2 more plot points to add 2 more dice to your total.
Okay.
If you want to kind of nullify him,
have a number to beat here?
Or if you because he's got a 15, or if you fail, you're gonna get more stress. More stressed. It doesn't mean this could just mean you're kind of freaked out by what happened. It's not necessarily a bad thing if you want to take the stress.
I'll take the stress. I'm okay with consequences.
All right. So he's gonna give you.
I'm feeling consequences.
To make it a little bit more fun, a D10 and angry, as he kind of just takes the thing, just like looks straight at you. And then it's just sort of like staring. So you think of Emma, we'll give that D10 an angry.
Okay.
And Nessa.
I'm just looking over from the front very nervously.
And then you hear behind you just hear
turn and look.
David Schutt. David Schutt, unknown to you, is let's have a picture of what Krampus looks like. He's a rift of Krampus, though you would have no idea what that is. You have never seen anything like that before, and if you have, it essentially would have the mists themselves would have kind of hidden that from you, as he's just kind of suddenly there, kind of a taller guy, a little bit pale, looks down at you and goes, "Your G-son's dead, right?"
Yep. Also, I'm rolling a D6. If I get a 5 or a 6, I find him hot. Anything other than that, don't find him hot. 4, damn it. Not hot.
Okay.
Ah.
So yeah, your G-son's dead, right?
Mr. Schutt. Yes, I am. How can I help you?
I need to get a hold of him. He's got some stuff that I need to get.
And you are
Mr. Schutt. You know me. I'm a repo man. There's some people he owes. There's people he owes some money to. That needs to be taken care of.
I was not aware that he owed anyone any money.
Well, Cod said he had it for me, and we talked to him previously, so that's something that's supposed to have been taken care of.
Well, we all know Cod's a real piece of shut now, don't we?
And there's just a moment.
Sure, probably shouldn't be pissing off the guy who's going to break my son's knees, but you know.
Okay.
You got to take it where you can get it.
Good history. Just sort of leans over and goes, "If he knows what's best for him, have him get a hold of me, or you might be able to help." He's got a 15 with a D8. And also, if someone wants to spend a plot point, you can get rid of the D8 that rolled a 1 in the trouble.
And the ones are bad for us in the trouble section as well.
In the trouble, that just means that if you spend a plot point, you can take them away from me, which means because right now I can have someone that's statted up, but I can also use a trouble pool, and there's other things I can use it for. But I can just
All right.
roll trouble because, like, basically in general, there's a certain level of stress builds up, like tension, and that's the trouble pool. And if you people spend plot points, they can with the ones that I roll, you can reduce it.
I
I
don't
can
need
also
this sexy Krampus. I'll spend a plot point.
all right, so it's down to 3d8 plus 1d6. Um, but yeah, it just kind of like maybe you can do something to help. Now he's got a 15 with a d8 total. Oh, I'm sorry. What was your? You have a d8 as a
Uh,
a stress. Is that your highest stress?
yep. Yep. Exhausted.
Oh, let me roll dice. That 5. I don't think that 5 will have made a difference. It will not have made a difference. So we're good. All right. What do you do?
Hmm. Uh, well, family is the most important thing, which I don't know why that's a D4. My son is
Oh,
clearly
because
the most important.
it causes you problems.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
I think I'm gonna be like, well, as I think you'll find that my mother and I know what's best for him, but I will speak with him regarding the situation. Now, if you don't need to order anything or go to the bar, I will kindly ask you to leave the restaurant.
All right. Make your roll to see if you. Because I said here, part of it is he giving you, but probably afraid or insecure, or possibly even angry
Yep.
because dealing with your son.
Do I get to add a D8 for exhausted?
No.
No. It'd be fun if I could.
I mean, if you you
Uh,
can spend a plot point and use the D8, but then it'll turn into a D10 afterwards.
all right, D4 for family. Can I add a D8 for my wife rather than my stupid son?
Oh
Because my
yeah.
wife and I are gonna have to
Well,
deal with
because
this together.
you even brought up your wife, and the fact that
Yep.
you also know she's the one that has more power.
Yep. And I'm gonna throw family reputation into the mix.
Yep. Mm.
And I'll be honest, I'm using my goddamn Shinobi Sushi. Sorry if that
You can only
screws
use
Ibrahim over.
you can only use one of those now. What like just put one
Yeah.
D8. That D8 will be added onto your total.
Whoops. Accidentally. No, wait. Never mind. We're good. I thought I added a D10 there for a second.
And I will just change his to a 0d6 right now because he will not be able to use it again.
All right. I think that's all the stuff I can add.
Okay, and probably didn't make sense to challenge anything. Um, yeah, Ibrahim, you will not be able to use the sushi restaurant again because Nessa just used it. And did you add? Yeah, you added the second D8. So yeah, go ahead and roll, and the D8 on the right will be automatically added to your total.
All right. A 2, a 4, a 7, and an 8.
Okay, so with this one, so the 7's going to be added to it automatically. So the 7 and the 8 by itself, or wait, 7, you could go 7, 8, 9, 30. So the 7 and the 8 by itself will end up beating him. Do you want to have? So the question is, do you want to hit him with a D4 or a D8 stress?
I'd love to hit him with a D8. Do I have to spend another one of these to get
No,
hit him with a D8?
all it means is so. Go ahead, click on the D4, the D8 that's the 7 and the D10. So it's basically you're choosing 2, and then we're automatically putting that 7 because it was part of your Shinobi Sushi, and then you're using the D8 as your total. The D8 has the 4 as your total.
Oh wait, so the D4, the D8, the D10, and so we only leave the 7?
No. So okay. So with the Shinobi Sushi, you had one D8. So we said the D8 on the right is going to be that die. Like
Mhm.
you would roll it separate. Like you'd roll it like over to the side if we were in person.
Okay.
To be like, boom, here that is. So essentially, your roll is D8, D4, and D2 that you choose from. That 7 is going to be added into the total automatically, because extras and locations give you an extra die on your roll
Okay.
or on your total. So if you want to hit the D8, the D7, and the 2, or the 8, 7, and 2 for total, and then the D8 with the 4 for effect.
Okay. I think that's right.
Hit the 2 as well. we want to get you used to a little bit of hitting this part too, because the 8 and the 7, and now you also want to use the D4 for your total.
That was what got me to 15.
No, but the thing is you always take 2 dice for your total, plus you've got the other one for whenever you have a location or an extra, you add one of those dice to your total. That makes extras and locations more powerful than a regular roll because it gives you an extra die. It gives you 3 dice instead of 2 at the end. So you'll add the D4 as well.
Yeah. Strange that did not change anything.
Oh,
I clicked all of them.
Click on the D4 and then hit roll dice are total or check dice are total.
Days. Oh, there we go. Should I just keep that one and then do the rest of them?
Or no, you want to here. I'm gonna clear it. I'm gonna clear total in effect. If you click on the D4 and then the 2, the D8 and the D10, the 7 and the 8, if you want to click on those 3, and then hit check dice or total at the bottom for check dice.
Mm-hmm.
And what it should do is get all 3 of them. Here, let me do this. I'm going to remove. I don't want to remove the check dice. I'm going to clear it. Okay. You can't use. You want to hit the D8 for the 4 for total or for hit. Click on the D4 or the. I'm sorry. Fuck. Click on the D8 with the 4. That's what you wanted to use for your total or for your effect. So click on that and hit check dice or effect. Okay, because what happens is the 7, the 2, and the 4 are the 3 that you can use for total and effect, or the 8, the 4, and the 2. The 7 is from the sushi place, so that gets added automatically. So the other 3, if you want to check all 3 of those and make those total. Like once you're used to this stuff goes quickly, but it can take just a little bit to get used to, especially because you can't mark a die. Go ahead, click the 7 as well, and make that part of your total. Okay, I'm going to clear it again. Here, I'm going to show you what it should look like. Those check dice are total, and then I can go up, hit the D4. That is effect.
Okay, sorry.
No, it's fine. It's fine. So I got the one with the 7. That's from the sushi. That's separate from the rest of them, and gets added in after. So you basically put your 8 and your 2, then you would take the 7, and that's your total, and then the D8 that's left over, you'd make that your effect. So right. D8 stress on David Schutt. Yeah, as he
keep results now, or
yeah, you can keep results, then we'll be able to clear it here in a minute. Yeah, he just because he's not going to keep this one going. He just kind of takes a moment, narrows his eyes, leans back some, and goes, "I'm going to sit at the bar."
I'm sure our bar manager will be happy to get you whatever you need.
And when you look over, Ibrahim, how are you at the bar now that Kenny has just had that moment with you?
I think that I am trying to be very busy and not spend too long talking to Kenny unless he needs a refill.
Okay, yeah, you definitely see this going on as David makes his way up. He kind of goes in, slides into a seat, and just looks over and goes, "Oh, I think Nessa, we're getting a weird sound from."
Yeah. All right. Well, I'll mute myself while I figure that out.
It's gone away. I thought it was someone's thing messing up.
Yeah.
Yeah. So Ibrahim, David comes up and just sort of takes a look at you and kind of like, and you didn't quite realize the dude's got like some nails on him, as he just kind of taps it on the bar.
Nice. Clean nails, cool nails. No,
clean nails.
Okay, cool.
They're just like a little bit longer. Like not all of them, but he's just as he kind of like his pointer finger kind of clicks on the table or on the countertop.
All right.
Jim got what
usual, David.
Yeah.
I slide him a drink, like an elaborate like shaken drink, I
Hmm.
think. And as I'm messing with the shaker and doing like a little flip with it, I slip him something else in a bar towel.
Yeah, and he's got a newspaper that he kind of places over the bar towel.
The most subtle exchange in the
Yep.
world.
Should be all there, partner. And I pour the drink for him and top it off with a little umbrella.
Okay. If you're doing that, he's kind of looks at the thing with the little umbrella and such, and gives you a little bit of a look as you I don't know if you take the bar towel back from underneath the thing, as he kind of takes the package. Kim, have you been watching all this? The
Yeah.
this
I would say, I normally I'd say no, but then because this guy just threatened my son, yes,
Okay.
absolutely.
One thing you also notice is Kenny's is kind of paying some attention. Like Kenny's definitely caught that there was something sort of past. But as you're thinking about that, you just hear behind you, "Oh God!" As the door shuts, someone's just come in.
Is it my wife?
Nope. As you turn around,
Ah,
it's Emma, and Emma's like looking back and forth at the bar between uh, Kenny and Kenny and Manny.
okay. And I have almost no connection to Emma whatsoever.
You know
So,
her, yeah. You know her, but like she's been around, but you don't know her that well. Yeah, she's looking at the two of them. It's just like, oh God, oh God.
am I aware that she and the server who and Cod are tripping the light fantastic together?
No, no, no. It's not her. Emma and Manny
Oh,
have kind
right.
of been an
So,
on again, off again thing.
okay.
Yeah, that
Um,
she's kind of like you've seen her with Manny here before. She just goes, "That's my ex." It's like looking at Kenny, and she's trying to like hide a little bit behind where they're not necessarily going to see.
well, darling, we can get you out the back. It's far way to the back. You might be better off
And
turning out the front, whatever works.
that's at the point. We'll do two things happen here. One, Manny, you're going to kind of catch Emma just as she sort of like kind of hides behind a coat rack, like that's up towards the front. At the same time, Kim, as you look back, you see Cod coming out with his arm thrown around. Uh, Cod come out with his arm thrown around Sandra's shoulder.
Now, am
And
I aware of that situation or
yep,
no?
yes.
Okay, so I know that's her fiance.
Mm-hmm.
Uh,
And hair's must enough that anybody who looks there is going to see. Like, is it, everyone's gonna know if they look.
you think I could tackle them fast enough that that dude wouldn't see his girlfriend, wife, fiance? Probably not, right?
Can I throw a bottle?
Well, let's just go a minute here. Let me just check this. Um, there's an 11 total and a D8 if you are, if you're gonna try to kind of get them out of the way. So, Kim, that's on you.
If you throw a bottle one way, I'll run and tackle them.
Are we allowed to do that, or
What-
is it?
if you
Does
if
Kim
you
have to
if
act
you want to
first?
spend a plot point, you can essentially give an extra D6 over to Nessa.
Okay, I'll spend a plot point. We'll go down to
Okay.
one here.
All right, I'm adding a d6. What happened to all your plot points? Didn't you have 4?
I did. I spent them. I
Okay.
needed them badly
I respect that.
to beat Kenny.
Okay, I think martial artist has to apply in this scenario, given that we are tackling.
Mhm.
And also because it's the one asset I have where if I fuck up real bad, I can spend a plot point and re-roll.
Mhm.
Um I guess it has to be a D4 for the server, unless can I use bar manager because we are working in sync in this moment? Probably
Yeah,
not,
no,
right?
yeah, you can actually.
Okay, we got 666. And then what
Or
what
actually,
value?
wait, you don't actually have to spend a die because some of these are the differences in Cortex Prime as opposed to the old one. Um, You can hand over a single die of the appropriate type to Nessa if you're helping here. What die do you have? I can see I'm king of this place.
Yeah, I know where all the most fragile and largest and cheapest bottles are.
Yeah, what is that? A D10?
Yeah, that's a D10.
Give
All right,
that D10 over.
I've removed one of the D6s. I've added a D10. Ibrahim, you were right. We should have saved that.
The bar.
Yeah, we
The
should have
sushi?
saved the sushi place die. Now, Michael, does it count as helping someone if you're preventing a woman from being murdered by her boyfriend slash fiance? Because I do think she'd be very happy to not be murdered by her fiance.
I think helping someone not. I think that is helping someone not get murdered is by definition helping someone.
All right, I'm putting in a D8 because I'm at a D8 because of some shit we did.
And the thing is, there are other things that might possibly fit depending, or are you using for. Your duty?
I'm angling, yeah, for duty. So I have one duty, I have a relationship, and I have an asset.
Do you want to cheat? Do you want to cheat a little bit?
Sure, I love a cheat.
Challenge your justice.
Okay, I will challenge my justice.
People get what they deserve. He may deserve to get caught, but not like this.
Okay, all right,
That would give you 3d8.
Okay, I'm not going to remove that D8. I'm going to add 2 more.
And then also give you a D8 in growth. As players, what you kind of want to do is like find as many opportunities. There's a great article someone wrote using Eponine from Les Mis as a power gamer in Cortex. And she's abusing the hell out of the system, but it just creates drama, so it's all good.
Nice. All right, roll all dice.
Yep.
Oh, okay. We got a 4, a 1, a 3, a 6, a 3, and a 7.
All right, go ahead and give yourself a plot point for that 1. Trouble.
Yay! Oh, wait a minute. Michael?
Yep.
I don't get a plot point. I can spend a plot point to re-roll my D6.
Okay, if you want to.
Through my martial artists. I'm just calling it a feat.
Okay. Yeah, go ahead and just click on the D6, and there's one of them that says re-roll or roll check dice.
1 again, I think.
All right.
I'm pretty sure. Because I clicked it and I rolled check dice and it didn't change. So that means it just rolled a 1 again,
it
right?
Might have, yeah.
Okay,
right.
Well then do I at least get a plot point back for rolling a 1 again? Yay! Remember when I was like, this guy's rolling too good. This new groundhog guy, he's rolling too good. It's gonna come back to haunt me. Now is the time.
Okay, yeah, if you want to go ahead, choose your total and choose your effect.
Okay. Ibrahim, we're supposed to choose something good for the effect, right?
Remember, it's die size.
If you want to.
Matters, not the number.
Yeah. All right, I'm putting one of the. I'm
the
just
size
choosing.
that matters, not the number.
Okay, I'm choosing one of the D8s. That's a good middle ground.
Yep.
Yeah.
All right, and we are choosing best effect for that one.
Mm-hmm.
That I clicked on the D8. Why did that make the D10?
Oh no. Okay, so here, let me. Don't click anything. I'm going to clear that. I'm not going to clear it. I'm going to clear total effect. Click on the dice you want to use for your total. The 2 dice you want to use for your total. Then under 4 check dice, it'll be the bottom left of the column on the right. Check dice or total. So check 2 of them. And then hit check dice, probably your 7 and your 6. Okay, now go ahead and click on that D8, one of the D8s, and then check dice or effect.
Okay. Well, there we go.
There we go. Now go ahead, keep results. I'm going to change this a little bit. So this has succeeded here. So yeah, as this is happening, this might actually hop over. Like the next part of this might go over to Ibrahim, because as that happens, like so you drop the bottle, Nessa, describe what happens when you tackle them, or what it is you do.
I think I'm like rushing, but I'm trying to rush in a way where it just looks like I'm trying to like stop a tray from falling or something where like people at the bar don't need to look over here. But I am moving quickly. And then like the closer I get to them, the faster I get until I like kind of just like body slam them both into one of those like chef doors, you
Yeah.
know, where it goes like
Yes, Ibrahim, like where did you drop the bottle at?
I think I kind of taught. So they're coming in the front. They're hiding by the coat rack by the front.
Mm-hmm.
Or no,
that Emma's hiding
Emma's
in the
at the
coat
front.
rack. That's right.
Emma's
They're
coming
in
from the
they're at
back
the
of the house.
back.
They're coming out from the cooler out of the back of the house.
Mm-hmm.
I'm gonna throw. Oh, I'm sorry to have to do this. I'm gonna throw the bottle towards the front of the house where Emma is.
Emma, I'm so sorry.
I think that means go ahead and get a plot point for acting rash. Add a d6 to trouble for that.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. So as this happens, so I rolled a d10 as he sort of starts to look. He doesn't see that. He hasn't seen Emma yet. You tackle them. You get them into the back, and you as that thing struck there, he just kind of goes, "Oh God, my coat!" And you see Kenny start to stand. Like he's gonna probably go over where the bottle had hit near the rack where he put his coat. What do? He's only got a 10 for his total right now.
He's only got a 10 total.
All right, I'm sorry. That would clear because that was him failing on the thing, so he doesn't see them go. However, does he see choose best total, choose best effect, keep? Yeah, he's got a 12 with a D8. As he starts to get up, like he's going to go and check to make sure his coat's okay. You know Emma's hiding behind that rack right now.
I'm going to jump the bar and be like, I got it. Don't you worry about it. Butterhand. Sorry about that, folks.
Make it roll.
I'm going to get all the coats out to wipe them down, make sure everyone's good. I'm just sprinting over there.
Oh, actually, I'm gonna have to do this first. I forgot you have a D10 stress.
I do.
So actually, I'm gonna make. So it's a 12 with a D10. Yeah, you only have to be the 12 though. So we'll remove those. So yeah, you leap over.
Okay. So that's a D4. That's a. Okay, so I'm hitting athletic on this one. Is there any way that I can use my extras, right?
Mm-hmm. Oh yeah, do you want to?
They just cost.
Is Liz nearby?
Yeah. If I could get Liz, imagine the servers are just kind of around.
Oh yeah. Once that thing hits, it got everybody's attention. He got up. Liz is pretty close to you.
Yeah. If I can just like grab Liz and say, keep Kenny at the bar.
All right. Yeah, you get to roll the 2d6, and you'll get to automatically add one of hers.
Okay, so I add those to the thing.
Yep.
God bless Liz.
And whichever 2d6 are furthest to the right, those will be the two from her. One will get automatically added. The other one will get dropped.
Okay, gotcha.
The only person besides you and me who's not currently sleeping with Cod.
The only person besides you and me who's not.
I'm just imagining God has his fingers in a lot of pies.
I hate that you used that particular set of words. Let's say this is duty. I don't know if I like Cod that much. Do I? I think I do. No.
Yeah. Do you want to challenge your duty?
Yeah, I think. What's my relationship with Cod again? It's like.
You also could be. You've got Cod as a good friend. You could also be rethinking your relationship with Cod. So your duty, you could actually challenge both your duty and Cod.
I can challenge my duty and Cod.
The thing is like as players, you want to try to find those places we can challenge because it becomes XP. It also lets you then reevaluate your relationships, and you start to look at, oh, hey, what do these people think of me? Where can I find places where we can have some interesting either conflicts and stuff, or put ourselves in positions where we maybe have to rethink what our relationships are.
Oh, I should have rethought my relationship with fucking Mr. Shutt. Because I'm like, he's a nice guy, a little inquisitive. That conversation, he was not a nice guy.
Yeah, and so that's like I went through and put like kind of what wasn't going to be true for a lot of these, Partly so they can,
Yeah.
as people start to change, that's how the game tends to work.
I can get my son on the right path, damn it.
I'll get him there.
Okay.
He's
So
a
I've got
good boy.
I've got my athletic. I've got the assist from Liz. I've got my relationship with COD.
Do you want to challenge? Do you want to challenge that, or do you want to?
I want to challenge that as well.
So go ahead, put a total of 3d8 on there, and then add a d8 to your growth.
Okay. One
For our viewers' context,
growing so much.
Steve might be coming in to play the server next week, and I'm just imagining having to step into this character like that gif of Donald Glover walking into that apartment on fire. just like okay, so this guy that I'm playing is doing not only having relations with so many people.
Well,
like,
to be honest, were you also challenging your duty? Protecting your friends is a must. Yeah, so then if you challenge that, you would also be able to add a total of 3d10. You probably have too many d8s right now.
Yeah, so that was I clicked the button because I wasn't seeing anything happening, and then I clicked it again and again, and then all of them loaded in at once. So I'm going to add 2d10 for that challenge as well.
I'm half convinced this is Michael's way of having us roll more dice so that he can potentially get more ones to add to the trouble pool.
I mean, it's a useful, but I mean, it's also a lot more for you. It's a XP for you, and then we'll show you. I get a scene with the two of you after this together where you can show that all go down.
Can I be conspiratorial?
So I'm gonna lock these in. I'm gonna roll them.
Okay.
And let's see what we get. Hey, only one more for the trouble.
Give yourself a plot point.
1 plot point. We up.
They have a 12, which means if you want to spend a plot point, you can add a third. Nope, you won't have to do that because you'll automatically get one for using Liz.
I get one for Liz, and then I can easily get like a 14 here, right?
Well, because the D6, the 6, that'll be. Let me remove the one that's the 1 right now because not only could you not use that, that's going to be you 2 dice for Liz. The 6 is the one you automatically get to use. So if you hit like the 6, and the 5, and then you could hit the D10 for effect, and you will succeed. This won't be a back and forth. This will just be the 1.
Yeah. Okay. So let's set these. This is my total, and this is my effect. And then keep.
All right.
Eat it.
You beat him by 5. Would you like to turn that D10 into a D12?
Sure.
All right. Yeah, Kenny kind of stops. You hear him like a D12 angry. As he's kind of arguing a little bit with Liz. You're back there. He's kind of distracted. Emma just sort of looks at you as you kind of go over, and then she just goes, "You free after shift tonight?"
Not the time, Emma.
Like she's right about to flee, like out the front door, but she just goes, "You free after shift tonight?"
Yeah, I will be.
She sneaks a quick kiss, and then she is out the door.
That was the riskiest. That was not worth it. That was so not worth it. Why would she do that? Emma is unhinged.
I just know why you like her.
I guess so.
Like attracts like.
She's the firebrand, that one.
Yeah, and he's up there. And he's like, "No, I just want to pay. I just want to pay. That's all I want to do."
Hey, listen. Let me just wipe it down. You know, the leather's gonna get like discolored. That was some high proof alcohol there. So just let me just wipe it down.
No, it's fine. It's fine. It's kind of at this point. He's just
listen. It's going to discolor.
Fine. If I do it, do what you got to do, and give me my check.
Get him. I get him paid out. Get him checked out.
In the kitchen. But, I was supposed to say, in the kitchen, Kim, you have just tackled, kind of like armbarred both Cod and Sandra in there. And Cod goes, "What the fuck are you doing, Kim?"
Sandra's fiance is at the bar.
So he goes, "Yeah, you see, Cod's like, wait, your fiance?" And then kind of opens the door and goes, "Fuck, that's your fiance."
He's going to kill you.
And he just kind of looks at her and goes, "Tell the manager I got sick. We're gonna go out the back, okay? I owe you, Kim. I owe you."
I hate you.
And then he kind of takes off through the back with her. You hear his car start up, and then they take off.
I guess.
All right.
One shift.
That's
That's all I want. One shift where something like this doesn't happen.
So at this point, we're getting towards towards where we normally end. When we end with, us maybe the two of you are kind of cleaning up. Things are closing down. We can get a scene with the two of you that can be like a scene of connection, essentially a healing scene. And at the end of it, what you're both able to do is roll against the other person's stress to get rid of their stress and turn one of them immediately into growth. And then at the end of the session, the high everything gets brought down by one, and then the highest one also becomes growth again. What do you two think once everything's cleared out and all this is done, and you finally have a minute at the end? Why don't we put the two of you together?
That was good thinking back there.
Throw
in the bottle.
I'll be listening. I'll be right back while you're talking.
Yeah, that was a good thing back there. Throw in the bottle. I don't think I could have gotten to Cod and Sandra as fast as I did without being noticed, without the distraction.
Yeah, no problem. We didn't lose much. That bottle of Crystal Skull vodka is, yeah.
Yeah,
I've been
that's
trying to get rid of that
it's
for a while.
useless. No one likes that. We only bought it because the owner's son is a jag.
Yeah, no, I mean I love Dan Aykroyd, but makes some terrible booze.
Yeah, no, 1940s Dan Aykroyd. Not a.
Oh no, you're right.
No, he's a time traveler.
Yeah, this is an alternate universe. Dan Aykroyd.
This is an alternate.
His full name is 1940s Dan Aykroyd.
Fun fact. Mike and Molly's, where I did improv for like 10 years, he got a thing of Crystal Skull vodka, but nobody would drink it because it's not great. But the skull is amazing. It looks incredible.
The skull is so cool.
But the vodka's apparently not all that good.
Yeah, they do like this fancy distillation and filtering process, which is supposed to make vodka, I think, taste better. But apparently, for whatever reason, this particular one
makes it
just
taste
trash.
worse. Yeah, but good. It was good thinking. I don't think I could have gotten it without you. Maybe we should come up with some kind of like secret code for if some kind of shit like that ever happens again.
Yeah, it's a problem that we need that.
Yeah. You know me, I know you two are friends, but you know how I feel about Cod. The only person I dislike more than him is the ex-bar manager. But at the end of the day, I did not want to be scrubbing blood out of the floorboards tonight. I'd much rather be scrubbing Crystal Skull out of these floorboards.
Yeah, I'm second guessing the relationship with Cod at this point, honestly. This is kind of getting ridiculous.
He seems fun.
Was Cod out here at all doing any work all night, or were they just in the back? As far as I know, they were just.
He was doing some work in the back.
I mean, he was doing a kind of work.
He was stripping another man's fiance.
He didn't seem to know about that.
Then left.
At the very least, because when I told him that her fiance was out there, he was kind of like, fiance, and then looked out there and was like, that guy is big.
Well, he's not getting tipped out for tonight because he didn't do any work.
Oh yeah, no, and plus he's gone.
And
as far as he's concerned, we didn't get any tips.
That was good thinking, tackling him, and I appreciate you helping Emma hide by the door.
Yeah, she seems like a sweet girl.
Yeah, well, sweet might not be right, but she sure is a hoot.
Yeah, that's how I felt about my wife back in the day. She's not sweet, but my God, I could not marry her.
Can't not.
This is the point where you hear a
lost in the flame
on the window, and you see Emma out in the rain.
Well,
you want to bring her in here, or is that your cue?
That's my cue. I'm not Cod. This is not an ideal environment for me right now.
Well, keep your heads down while you're driving, I guess.
Yeah, I'm just gonna go lock the liquor cabinets, and I'll be out of your hair.
Okay. So at this point, what you want to do? Let's start with Nessa. Nessa, go ahead and roll all of your stress.
So just a D8?
Yeah, you
Or
is
does
that is it all you have? You just have one stress.
yeah, I just have exhausted. I'm
Okay, yeah,
pretty
go.
sure.
Yeah, just go.
Whoa.
Then go ahead and roll that one d8.
7.
All right, so we're gonna just choose best total, keep results, and now what's gonna happen? Ibrahim, you're gonna put your pool together the same way you would uh, everyone. If you want to cheat a little bit, have you challenged COD yet?
Yeah, I challenged COD earlier.
Okay, yeah, I would say you talked about COD because you could go. I'm gonna go ahead and challenge that one. Yeah,
Yeah,
so
I think COD's being downgraded to a D6.
yeah,
Is that how that
currently it.
works?
Yeah, he gets just until the end of this session. Then what happens
Oh,
is
okay.
before the next one, you have a chance to rewrite what you have, or if you want to keep it lower and still say a good friend, then it stays lower but becomes growth again. It goes back into the growth pool again. So now
Gotcha.
I would just put your pool together like you normally would, and you're rolling against the 7, which is
Okay.
not much.
Yeah, it's not
And
much.
Nessa, if you want to think about the pool, you'll be rolling against Ibrahim's stress in a minute.
So that's gonna be we'll do
Hmm.
2d6s, and then I think we'll just do a let's just do duty, I think. Why not? I'll get a d8 for that. So 2d6s and a d8. Doop doop doop. Let's see what we get. Oh my god.
8. And
Yeah.
the ones here, the plot points don't happen here. You got an 8, so Nessa, take your D8 stress, erase it, and
Yay.
put that D8 into your growth. And now, Ibrahim, if you want to roll your stress dice,
Okay. Righty,
you
righty,
have
righty.
significantly more stress.
Yeah, I
You
don't know if you're gonna be able to clear this for me,
come
but
on, roll low, roll low.
You may have some
roll
stuff you
low.
can challenge as well, Nessa. So that's one of those things you can kind of take a look at if things have
4,
altered.
d10, d10. Okay. Rolling.
Rolling down the
No, you have to take the
river.
best total. We don't. The effect doesn't really matter, so we just keep that. So it's just an 11. Nessa, if you want to
Okay.
put your pool together that you would like normal, and roll against that 11.
Okay. Hmm. And I'm gonna go against my power.
Mm-hmm.
I'm more than a leaf in a hurricane. I'm a man running through a restaurant tackling people.
All right.
So I get to add 3d8 now, right?
Yep. Or 3d4. Or no, that's your power. Yeah. Yeah. 3d8.
Which I mean maybe that will come back to haunt me later.
No, because like the ones don't matter at this point. This is just it would the ones would matter if it wasn't the end of session kind of thing. A lot of time because like
Yeah.
these can happen in the middle of sessions too.
Or mostly meaning that my power is now a d6.
Well, no, but you get to rewrite what your statement is, and then it goes back up to a D8.
Okay.
Unless you want to leave it there with a value, another value would go up by one dice.
Okay. I'm gonna add our relationship with which is a d6. I don't think family reputation assists me
did you want
here.
to challenge that relationship? You might think of
Oh,
more.
with the actually, yeah. You know what? I'm going to challenge my relationship with you because I think we've moved beyond you just looking out for my son.
Mhm.
So taking that
Mm-hmm.
to D4 temporarily. Yep. I think that's about as good as I'm going to get,
And then
unless I want to also add big-hearted or something.
yeah, I mean the D4 for big-hearted. The other ones don't necessarily make that much of it because I don't think family reputation would fit with the
Yeah.
conversation. Yeah, well, maybe it was helping your family. There could be that, but
Yeah. But I'm going to roll all dice, see what we get. Ooh, 2 1s.
however, the ones don't matter here because we're at the end of the session. You do have a 7 and a 6 in there. You're going to beat that. So, what Ibrahim, you're going to take one of your stress that makes sense that would go away from what happened. That stress is going to go away and go into your growth.
Okie dokie. I think insecure is going to go away.
Add that to your growth. Now, because you still have stress left, they're all going to go down by 1, so the D4 goes away.
Okay.
And the angry, though, before it goes down by 1, also gets added to your growth.
Oh,
So basically,
wow.
yeah, you're going to end up with 3d10 growth, and then the angry will go down to a d8, and that'll still be there
Incredible.
next session. Now, at this point, we can do the. Let me speed this up. Your growth. You can change one of your. You can basically step up one of your traits. So what it would do is, I would roll a die value plus whatever your current one is, and then you roll your entire growth pool to see if you can get above it. So, if it's a relationship or a resource, like a extra or a location, I roll a d6 plus whatever it is now. If you want to bring up a value, it's a d8 plus whatever it is now. If you're trying to bring up one of your distinctions, what's under assets, it's a d10 plus whatever it is now. Yeah, those are the ones. So basically, find something on your sheet that you want to try to raise up by 1. Relationships are the easiest. Relationships, extras, and locations are the easiest. Distinctions are a little bit more, and values are a little bit more.
I'm going to try to raise my relationship with Manny.
What is it currently?
D4 technically, or it started as a D6, but I challenged it, so it's D4.
It'll count as a D6. Sorry.
Okay.
So because I'm assuming you're going to rewrite it and not keep it lower.
Oh yeah, no.
Okay.
I'm going to be like looking out for Jason, also kind of a cool dude.
Okay, so I just got an 8 total. I'm gonna remove all dice. Now go ahead and just roll your entire growth pool. If you beat an 8, you get to raise that up by 1 die size. And then Ibrahim, you'll do the same. You'll figure out what it is you want to bring up.
Yeah. Let's think.
All right, I do beat an 8.
You got a 9. So yeah, so go ahead, erase all your growth, and go ahead and raise up that relationship by 1. And Ibrahim, what would you like to bring up?
I think I'm going to try to bring up power. My value. Yeah.
Value? What is it right now?
It's a D6. So that.
Well, good for you. I've only got a 3. Go ahead and roll your growth pool.
Okie dokie. 1d6, 1d8, 3d10. 1d6, 1d8, 3d10. Oh, that was a right click, not a left click. There we go. I think I win.
All right. That goes ahead and goes up 1. Go ahead and erase the rest of your growth pool.
Okie dokie.
And that's one eventually we'd probably like put a, because you don't want to have like D12s and everything, because you do want to lose enough where you don't want things to get too high, but sometimes getting a little bit higher can be useful. Yeah, at this point you have used the entire system. That is like all of that. Like the complexity is in kind of getting your head around. It asks you to do work with things in a different way than other games, but like if this is something that clicked with you, that is how the whole thing works.
Okay.
I think I'm gonna sleep on it, and I'm gonna like wake up in a cold sweat and suddenly understand it. That's the kind of feeling I'm getting from this, because I like this.
Yeah, the way because at the end, I mean, I was suggesting a couple challenges just because I know it enough. I'm like, I can see where to cheese that out, but here where you cheese it out, you're just making interesting things happen. And you can also see like I think Ibrahim, you got like, think of how big your fucking growth pool was at the end.
It was huge.
Yeah, like because you got that stress, and you challenged a bunch of stuff, and right now you have a D8 going into next session, which is at least going to be another D8 of growth at the end of that session. So players start to look like the amount of times when I run it where players get into an argument or get into like an emotional conflict where they're looking to lose to get stress on each other it just makes interesting things happen, is what I found. That's one of the things I love about it.
Yes. Failing forward.
Yeah, so basically what we'll do is next time, and you can do it between now and then, anything that has, like, we put the die roll, or whatever the new dice, well, the reduced die stat all the way over on the right. If you just rewrite what those are, what those relationships or values are, then it goes back up to what it was before. If you don't, let me know, and it can be, if you want to keep it the same, it becomes either move some things around for values, or with relationships, it becomes experience again. But a lot of times you want to rewrite those, not to be exactly what you think of the other person, but to start working your way towards it, so you can again cheesing out how often you challenge things in this game. Like, it's not abusing the system. It's a great thing when it happens. Because I've seen people cheese out shit like crazy and then choose the lowest possible things they can because they still wanted to lose. They just now have a shit ton more dice to roll, and I get some ones to add to trouble that now let them choose the lowest ones.
Okay.
So, or the highest ones and put stress, and it's cool. All right, if you want to let people know where we can find you.
Hi, I've been Ibrahim. I will continue to be Ibrahim. You can find me at cosmic_Ebe, where I will have opinions about things.
Hello, I've been Nessa. For now, I'm available almost everywhere under Loch Nessa. LOCHNEASSA. I do stuff. Be ready for it.
All right, Michael, Improv GM, just about everywhere, and we will catch you later.
Bye.